Alright guys and gals, today we got to address a guy's work truck. I can't be working on the rest of the projects in here until I take care of the family wagon. Alright? I can't go taking the daughters out in their Sunday dresses to the local diner for a nice little meal, smelling like I just picked them up from the quarter-mile strip where they pitted the crew all day. Alright, as I said, we got a little exhaust leak problem, if you haven't figured that out by now. This here is a 2003 LB7 Chevy's first gen diesel. Love the truck, it's a great little truck. But we got a little issue down here that I want to address today. I think we might have figured it out. So, but let's get in here, let's take a little intro to the work truck. What gets these little other projects here and there, and see if we can't tackle this up real quick, get her done. And move on, back to some of the fun stuff. Let's get in here. All right, what we got is a 2003 LB7. She's a good little truck. For the most part, it's all stock. However, I picked it up, a little background on it. I picked this old gal up from an older lady in town, one owner. She was a widower. Rest in peace to her husband. But they used to take this back and forth to Arizona. So they lived here, southern Colorado, and would travel to Arizona during the winter. Very common. But she had enough. She needed to get a little commuter car. She had enough of this thing. It was, I think, probably my problem that I'm experiencing was probably her problem. But it came with some nice little things. It's a stock, as I said. Got, what do we got here? 118,000 miles. And it's got, interior's all good. She's looking good. This is for my projects. Like I said, she gets worked a little bit. Oh, looky there. I got like 50, 60, 62 cents. Those pennies, those could be worth gold soon. They're not minted anymore, guys. Keep them pennies. Collector items. It came with the FASS pump. Right, filter, FASS pump. Let's pop the hood, bring you in here so you know what we're working on. She's pretty much a stock gal here, okay? Other than the FASS, I put in this cold intake. I don't know if it's worth it, guys, these cold intakes, but anyway. And then the person who did the FASS pump did a delete there. Anyway, here's the situation I found, okay? As I was looking, and I was on the interwebs looking around, there were some suggestions about this exhaust clamp. Well, here we have it. one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack weld this back up here. This is broken, okay? I'm just gonna throw a tack in there. Look, this is a budget job. I'm not looking at spending a ton of money. I'm not ready to put a new downpipe in here. This is the stock downpipe. I'm not ready to put a new downpipe in this thing. This is just a stock ride. Not trying. I'm not gonna sit at the gas. Look. I'm past the days where I'm sitting at the corner, looking at the gent next to me going, wham, 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 wham. Mine's bigger than yours. I'm past that. I don't have that anymore, okay? So I just need this stock. I need it to move things around, get her done. So, what we're gonna do today, we're gonna replace this exhaust clamp. So I was in here yesterday, tightening her down, like, hey, this is gonna be a little quick fix. Let's just tighten that down and move on and go back to some of the other projects. Well, I tightened that down and I got her going, got her going, got her going. Got it. Got her tight. Tighter, I got her tighter than Toby's assets on his way to a colonoscopy exam. And she popped loose. She popped. They're not made that well apparently, and it came loose and I can't get it back tightened. So, what does the guy do? The guy runs to his local hardware store first and tries to pick up the clamp. Well, they got it. And then I looked on the interwebs and I could get it for 20 bucks cheaper on the interwebs and they could deliver it to me today. So that's what a smart fella would do. Save himself 20 bucks and wait a day. Well, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna replace that clamp, weld up that little broken bracket. Am I a welder? Nope, not. But I got one. I got a little DIY welder. We're gonna put that in place and move on. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Let me get the parts and get things prepped up and get this done. What do we got here? 22 M&Ms. I'm just pulling this out of the way. A little extra room. Probably don't need to, but I'll take the 5 minutes. I don't know, 3 minutes. Boop. Get that out of the way. All right, now we got a clear view of this. Got my welder. You know, I can't find what the heck I did with the clamp. I'll be damned. Where did I put it? I gotta go find it. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I found the clamp. I was actually using it as like a holder for something else, for something, you know, the box. I needed the box, something to set on this box. Go figure. Okay, so I received part number, the Dorman clamp. Dorman 904254. Okay, it's got a lock nut on the end. I'm not sure if that one's a lock nut or not. The original has a lock nut. This one's got a lock nut. Okay, we're gonna do the clamp second. First, I'm gonna clean up that bracket. Run a bead or whatever it is I'm gonna be running. Spots. Anyway, gonna run that, hold that in place. That'll last me. And then we'll put the clamp on, take the other clamp off, put the new clamp on, tighten it up, tighter than Toby's assets. Colonoscopy day. And we'll take her for a drive. See if we don't get the headaches anymore. Alright, let's get this going. No time. I got other things to do too. Alright, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Easy as that. Done. You don't have to kill yourself, guys. You don't have to overdo things. At least I don't. You just got to get done what needs to be done. Quick look. Okay, let's do the clamp. That's 7/16. Oh. That's where I wanted you, right there. Alright guys, it's just me. I'm looking for my hands, extra hands. It's just me. I'm gonna get something to help me hold that exhaust pipe up, just so I can tighten that clamp. I'll be right back. Well, that didn't hold. And that's the surprises you get That popped right out of the, it must have turned and popped right out of there, out of that loop. Well, I'll be damned. What do we got here? Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It's not always like, look what I did. It's look what I didn't. Sometimes. We don't always finish the race first. Or third. Or get on the podium. You know, sometimes it takes us a few attempts to get there. That's all right. That is all right. This is a surprise, right? That's what this channel is about. Fixing things. What surprise am I going to run into? Am I going to run into a part that's crap? Because when I look at these two, and they look real similar, but I like the OE flavor of this a little better. Looks more solid. Can I use this bolt instead of the old one? I just use the old bolt since that's what went bad. Actually, it was the nut that stripped on the old one, guys. I'm pulling off some of the stripped thread from the old nut right here. It's like in a whole piece. I'm wondering if I've got something on the shelf. Watch this. Well, what the hell? There's the inside of the old nut. You see that? The thread, just some threads. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is still good. All right, so look here. I'm gonna save myself 55 bucks and send that broken one, the one that broke. Proof that it didn't hold up, it popped off, and that's cheap right there. Back. All right, I'm gonna use the OG. Let me find a nut that fits it. We're gonna put this back on, and this fix may not cost us anything. Looky here, guys. I just found 2 bolts that'll fit the original. I'm gonna go 2, since they're not locking, but I'm gonna go 2 so I can lock this thing in place. Okay? I think that's a better design, so it doesn't vibrate loose. That's what I think. I'm not gonna go with that. Where's this thing made at? Made in China. We're gonna send back the made in China Dorman. I'll be darned. So a guy who was smart, AKA, has done this before. Would have braced that muffler before he pulled this retainer. The first time, I would have secured up the muffler first. I'm having to do it now. You see there, guys? I would have done that initially. We're going to reuse what we had, just some different nuts. I'll be. Yep, that's right where I wanted it. Almost lost forever. Okay, we'll put one on now and get this thing lined up, in alignment. Line it up. Line it up. Ah, come on. You know, sometimes you think things take entirely too long. That's because they do. It's because they usually do. You go and you plant that flower for the garden. Next thing you know, you're digging a whole new hole for a whole new tree. And instead of 15 minutes to put a new pretty flower in, you spent all day long and you're all sunburned up. And then we're recovering for the next 48 hours. Just how it goes. It's a beautiful day though here in Colorado. I might take this. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go take it for a little drive around the block, see if we get the and the headaches. Let it warm up, cool down, and then we can come back in here, put a little more click, 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 clicks. A little more on her, okay? We'll let her settle in there. We're gonna put the second bolt on. This is what it did not have. Ah, boy. All right, guys, come on in here. See the weld, see the two nuts. Then I'm gonna go get something to eat. Haven't had lunch. I need a little energy. Maybe a little cup of coffee. But come take a look. See how I did. Is that all right, guys? I mean, I got 10 minutes of welding under my belt. And I went with the double nut. One, two. All right, guys. Let me go get a bite to eat. Put this wheel back on. Let's take this for a little drive. Warm it up, cool it down. Give it one more tighten. Go from there. Chicken salad for lunch. Salad with chicken. I make some pretty good air fried nugs. We call them nugs. We call them daddy nugs. Not gonna lie, they're pretty tasty. Some high protein. Marinated in some Cajun seasoning, Frank's hot sauce. We put that shit on everything. Air fry it. Cube it. Cube the breast. Air fry it. 12, 13 minutes on 390. Gotta have it. You just gotta have it. You too can call them Daddy or Mama Nugs. Guys, let's bring this for a little cruise around the neighborhood, a couple minutes. Warm that exhaust up. I'll come back in, tighten it, and I'll put the liner back in. I'll button that back up. It's just got some fasteners that go in there. You don't need to watch me do that. But let's go for a ride. Then we'll clean up the mess and be done with this one. Alright, guys, that project is done. I'm gonna put the liner back in there. I'm gonna tighten up those bolts, put the liner back in there. It's got a little burn off of the Kroll I sprayed on there. So it heated. I see some of that Kroll I sprayed on there burning off, so we're hot. One of my other projects I'm gonna do is I need to line this bumper up. For some reason it's dropped down a little bit, so I'm gonna line that up in the next couple days. Not sure I'm gonna take that one or not, but button this up, call it good. I appreciate it. Come back. If you like it, subscribe.